we have had to increase the total number of ICU beds to 382 for both COVID-19 and non-COVID-19 patients over the past 2 months. And the need to increase the capacity of our healthcare system is a heavy burden carried by the staff, our healthcare workers. Already, our hospitals are feeling the manpower crunch. Signs of fatigue can be seen amongst our healthcare workers. It's been over 20 months of continuous daily battle against the pandemic. A large proportion of our healthcare workers have not had the opportunity to take leave since 2020. And over 90% of them, 90% of them, will not be able to clear their accumulated leave for 2021. For the month of September, our nurses worked for an average of 160 to 175 hours per month. It's therefore not surprising to find resignation rates going up this year. About 1,500 healthcare workers have resigned in the first half of 2021. They are getting tired. They are carrying a burden of care that is sometimes unimaginable. Having to hold a phone for a patient so that the family can say their last goodbyes. Holding their patient's hand to keep them company on behalf of the relatives. They need all the support we can give them. At MOH, we are redeploying manpower to serve as healthcare or patient care assistants at our institutions. We are reaching out to more volunteers to join the SG Healthcare Corps and support this important work. We're collaborating with private hospitals to ease some of the load on our healthcare workers in our public hospitals. We are stepping up the recruitment of healthcare workers from overseas. Our public healthcare institutions have also stepped up their outreach to staff to support them through measures that will safeguard their well-being. We will continue to make sure that those who are infected get good treatment and care, and so keep the death rate from COVID-19 as low as possible. Hence, we're doing everything we can to expand our ICU capacity and protect our healthcare system.
On the 3rd of August, I spoke in this House on the motion on empowering women. During my speech, I had shared an anecdote of a survivor of sexual assault. I was not present with the survivor in the police station as I described. The anecdote was shared by the survivor in a women's support group for women, which I was a part of. I did not share that I was a part of the group as I did not have the courage to publicly admit that I was part of it. I attended this support group because I myself am a survivor of sexual assault. I was sexually assaulted when I was 18, studying abroad. That assault has traumatized me till this day. The fear and shame accompanying sexual assault is extreme and long-lasting, as it has been and still is for me. Unlike the survivor whose anecdote I shared in this House, I did not have the courage to report my own assault. Yet, as a survivor, I wanted so deeply to speak up and also share the account I had heard when speaking on the motion, without revealing my own private experience. I should not have shared the survivor's anecdote without her consent, nor should I have said that I accompanied her to the police station when I had not. It was wrong of me to do so. To survivors of sexual violence, I hope that this does not deter you from reporting your assaults. In sharing an anecdote without consent, I disregarded the principle of consent in discussions around survivors, consent, and sexual assault. As a survivor myself, I feel this failure deeply. It is important for me to take responsibility for my actions, for my error of judgment, and to set the record straight. I wish to correct the record by retracting the anecdote that I shared on the 3rd of August, and I wish to apologize to the Singapore Police Force. Lastly, I want to apologize to the survivor whose quote I use, to the House, to my constituents, to the Workers' Party, its members, and volunteers, and to my family, especially to my parents. To the residents of Sengkang, I'll work even harder for you. Thank you.
I have to ensure the integrity of our Parliament because Parliament is a platform that other people look at. Singaporeans look at what we discuss here. They believe what we say. When there's untruths, it undermines the trust. Therefore, given what we've heard today, I really have no choice but to raise a complaint under Section 107B of the Standing Orders for breach of privilege suddenly arising based on, firstly, the disclosure by the member that she has not been truthful, has lied to Parliament, not once, not twice, but 3 times, and also because she has been unable to substantiate an allegation that has been made. These are matters which prima facie affect the privilege of Parliament, and I therefore reluctantly have to ask the matter, Mr. Speaker, to be referred to the Committee of Privileges.
The sustained high fuel prices will eventually feed into our electricity bills to reflect the cost of electricity production. Many members of this House have asked what the government will be doing to help affected households and businesses. The government will provide focused and targeted assistance to eligible groups of customers, of consumers. Eligible households will continue to receive U-Save rebates to support them with their utility expenses. MTI will also work with MOF to monitor the situation and study whether further assistance is required for affected households and businesses. At the same time, we are also conducting programs to raise awareness of electricity conservation and facilitate efforts by households and businesses to reduce their utility bills. In line with the consensus of the tripartite partners, the government will prescribe the statutory retirement age and re-employment age to be 63 and 68 respectively, and this will be effective from 1st July 2022, and that is next year. Under this framework, employers cannot terminate an employee on grounds of age before the statutory retirement age. Workers have the assurance of continued employment up till the statutory re-employment age if they are able and if they wish to do so. At the same time, businesses have sufficient flexibility to adjust re-employment terms, enabling them to continue providing employment opportunities to our senior workers while remaining competitive. We will make it easier for members to receive retirement payouts. For members who receive payouts through the retirement sum scheme, some have fully drawn down their retirement account but still have funds in their ordinary or special account. We will automatically draw down from these accounts to continue providing them a monthly payout. For members who receive payouts through CPF Life, some have subsequent inflows into their retirement account. We will convert them into higher CPF Life payouts. For members turning 65 from 2023, we will give them greater flexibility to decide on when their ordinary or special account savings will be transferred into their retirement account.